Welcome back into.
Take your stinking paws off me, you damn dirty ape!
All right, welcome back
Scary.
to Twin Cities Live.
His eyes were so real.
So 1968, Planet of the Apes premiered. It was a critical and commercial hit thanks to the lifelike makeup and performances. And 56 years later, the makeup is gone. It's been replaced by motion capture.
Twin Cities Live's movie trip presented by Muska Lighting sent Paul McGuire Grimes to Hollywood to ask the cast what it's like to act in a motion capture. Take a look.
There are dangers beyond our village.
What a wonderful day!
I'm just so fascinated by motion capture, performance acting. Kevin, how did you take to learning that whole experience, and what was that? How does it challenge you as an actor?
First off, shout out to Minneapolis.
Yeah.
I'm from Thunder Bay.
Nice.
Born and raised Thunder Bay.
High school,
You guys
go
are the
Polars.
Yes.
Oh yeah, we got the connection here. Yeah, it's a really new experience where I thought I would be limited by the parameters of the technology, and I actually ended up finding it to be the most freeing experience that I've ever had. We figured out how to put those rules into movement, into motion, and then the character filtered in.
Having those parameters makes it incredibly freeing, because just like I know that I have to be specific, and so then I have a base in which I can operate from everything. So it's not willy-nilly. You have a set of rules. Remember your strength.
Once you kind of figure out what you're doing as the character, that all kind of falls away. The challenge is really you have more almost to play with than you normally do.
Now, Freya, you play one of the only human actors in the movie. How has it been challenge you as an actor to play off someone in the motion capture technology when you can't see what their final look is?
It was when they weren't in the scene, because I had to shoot it also on my own for a clean plate.
Clean plates, yeah.
Yeah, so that was difficult because I'd have to be talking to no one.
Looks very cool.
That's fascinating how they did that.
Yeah, motion capture technology is really fantastic, and how it really can still capture an actor's performance, emotional connection to the character, and you still feel that actor within what looks like an ape. It is visually stunning. Like, the visual effects are so incredible. I'll say that the story, though, is kind of weak. This is taking place generations after the last trilogy, and I'm not sure if this story kind of warranted rebooting this all over again so quickly after how strong those last few movies were. Kevin Durant, who we saw in the interviews, plays the big villain, Proxima Caesar. He is absolutely terrifying and ferocious. He's so good in it. And then Peter Macon, who we saw, is kind of the heart and soul of the movie, too. I'll say there's a lot of setup, a lot of world building, which I don't think is really needed. And I'm like, where's this all going? And then the ending is pretty terrific, but it takes a while to get there.
Ticket stubs on
2.5 out of 5. Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, right in the middle. But
Right in the
visually,
middle.
it might be just be fun, like a good popcorn movie.
Yes, yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Okay.
outstanding.
Well, Paul also got to sit down with and chat with Chaz Ebert, wife of the late great Roger Ebert, about her new book, It's Time to Give a FECK, Elevating Humanity Through Forgiveness, Empathy, Compassion, and Kindness. And 2 movies came up that she thinks has the most effect.
I love Pixar's Inside Out, and you mentioned it in the book about how it just this display of empathy. And I'm curious, what do you love about that movie? And do you think that animation gets misjudged for the power of storytelling in that medium?
I absolutely do. You are right. That movie, I think more than anything that I've seen in the last, let's say, 10 or 12 years, that movie, I think, really opened people's eyes to the storytelling potential of animation. I think that that movie, as well as any narrative feature, really teaches people about emotions and helps encourage things like empathy and kindness and compassion and forgiveness. Oh, wait, what other movie that I absolutely love? Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood. Paul, do you remember when, I think it was Esquire magazine, had an article about why men have come to love Mr. Rogers?
No, but
Mr. Rogers became cool when Esquire magazine wrote about him, because they said there is something that to show men that they don't have to be afraid to show that they care for people, that they love people, that they want to help people.
Yeah, that's a great example.
Yeah. It's a really fantastic book. It was really great talking to Chaz, and it really, I'll say that the section, especially on forgiveness, hit me like a ton of bricks because I'm not someone that's easy to forgive. I hold grudges. It's bad like that. And she talks about how forgiveness is not about letting someone else off the hook, it's about letting yourself off the hook.
Oh, yeah,
and
I like
that
that.
really resonated. And when we can forgive, it then leads into empathy, compassion, and kindness. There's great sections here about journaling, learning about yourself. We'll actually dive into this interview again next week on the show as well. So take a look at
Preview,
that too.
Paul.
Yeah, great job.
Thank you so much. All right, next week we'll have Paul's interview with Chaz and her book. For updates and reviews of movies and streaming services, visit Paul's website, Paul's Trip to the Movies.
And Twin Cities Live Movie Trip is presented by Muska Lighting. Visit Muska Lighting's 2 Twin Cities locations to get 10% off Quezell Lighting on in-store purchases now through May 11th.
Thanks to Muska Lighting for sponsoring TCL's movie trip. Our mudroom fixture from Muska Lighting is a total showstopper. We get compliments from everyone who walks through the door. Talk to the experts at Muska Lighting in Roseville and Eden Prairie for help finding the perfect light for you.